Hi guys, and welcome to Word of the Day Wednesdays. I am author Nicole D. Miller. I do not have a copy of my book right now. Normally I do, but my book is called When Love Wins. When Love Wins is the story of two young female cousins with a rift in their relationship. When Natalie, the faith-based social justice advocate writer, loses her mother, she moves in with her cousin Ashley in hopes of grief support. But instead of a warm welcome, she receives an icy cold one from Ashley. Is there more to the story as to why Ashley is not feeling Natalie? Of course there is. You can learn more at whenlovewins.love. Hey guys, thanks for joining in. So this week, I wrote a blog called Well Connected, and as you guys know, every week I piggyback off of my latest blog, thanks Seth, and just talk about what I wrote about so you guys can kind of have an idea of what I've been hearing and what's been on my heart. So this week I wrote a blog called Well Connected, and that blog is talking about the importance of who you're connecting with. And Seth, it's so funny that you're on here because in the blog, and I don't know if you had a chance to read it this week, I talk about how I made these very key connections in college at Miami University. And for those of you who do not know, Seth is a Miami alum, and he's definitely well connected and connects others in the Black community at Miami University. So we applaud you, Seth, and all the work that you're doing in that sphere. But in my blog, I talk about how I don't feel like I attract these large numbers. I don't feel like I attract large numbers to my events, large numbers to the new, things I'm launching and all of that. But a friend of mine had made a statement that I know a lot of people. And so that statement inspired me to ask another dear friend of mine who's actually an alum herself. Thanks, Seth. And she's known me for a long time, to ask her, do you think I know a lot of people? And she was like, yes. And that was so funny to me because I don't feel like I do. But I think, and this is what I talk about in the blog, part of it is I'm comparing myself with others. So I have other people who are close to me who pull these big numbers at their events, and I feel like that's just not my gift. My gift is like small groups, one-on-ones, intimate, life-giving, deep conversations, which is why I started Girl Talk, but we'll get more to that later. And so it took me a minute to kind of reflect on, the growth that I've gotten in my journey of getting brand recognition and exposure with my works. And so I could see, from the outside looking in, okay, I guess it could seem like I know a lot of people, and maybe I just didn't recognize the growth that was happening. But what I wrote the blog about, the reason I wrote the blog was to just inspire those of you who feel small. And one of the things that I say is that when you've been small for a long time, it's easy to have a small mindset. And I give you a picture of if somebody is stuck in a closet. Anyone that's stuck in a closet, sorry guys, I'm braving the outdoors because it's so nice that I decided to be out here. And I forget that, this territory belongs to ants and bugs and things. So anyways, in the blog, I give you guys a picture of someone that is confined in a small closet. And if you've been in a small closet for a long time, your body is going to have a hard time adjusting once you're released. It's going to take time to adjust. And I compare that to when you're growing in your business, or you're growing in your ministry, or you're growing in being known. You may not even recognize it because you're just so used to being small. And your mindset has to shift. You have to start expecting bigger. You have to start expecting more. You have to start expecting increase. And I'm on that journey as well. My alarm kicked on. But I know that I have had to make that shift every time I've expected growth, and I'm in a season of promotion and graduation as we speak. And so I have to, see myself the way that I want others to see me, and the version of me that will exist in the future. Like, I have to walk in that now. And I think every entrepreneur who's called to success has to develop that mindset. But honestly, it is tapping into a faith mindset. Like, when you are a believer, when you're a person of faith, you know that eternally you are this person, you're redeemed. Even though you're in process right now to manifest that redemption, to manifest that wholeness. But as you come into agreement with what already is, like, speak those words that are not as though they were, or speak those things that are not as though they were. As you're coming into agreement, you're manifesting it. And so I've had these experiences recently where I walked into a room and I see like these very prominent people, and I think like, oh, I could never connect with them, or, you know, I could never be in conversation with them or whatever. And then boom, I find myself connecting with them, and I find myself in conversation, and God is showing me like, no, Nicole, it's because this is who you are. Like, you have to see yourself as this person, and as you're seeing yourself as this person, it's emanating out of you, and you're drawing this to you. And I think others will probably say that's along the lines of a law of attraction, but for me, it goes deeper than that. It is about being connected to the divine, to the creator, and being in perfect alignment for purpose. So if you're interested in being encouraged about connecting with others, about growing, about advancing in your purpose, check out the blog, Well Connected. And we have our next event that is speedily approaching, you guys, speedily, okay? Girl Talk is happening once again. This time, we're going to be tackling the topic of doing it all. So I know you guys are probably surrounded. Thank you, Seth. I know you guys are probably surrounded by, you know, women who are quote unquote doing it all. I honestly, you guys, I don't feel like I'm doing it all. I feel like I'm doing a lot. I don't feel like I'm doing it all. And so I wanted to give this space to interview other women and what is the word I'm looking for? Curate, I guess. Curate a dialogue for other women who I feel like are wearing a multitude of hats at home and at work, and in their careers and in the community. And I want to pick their brains on like, how are you guys doing this? And so one of my good friends who is doing it all had given me a word as I was sharing, like, you know, when you start taking on the role of motherhood and wife and all of that on top of doing all of this in your career, like, how does it happen? And she was like, you know, it's like your capacity increases, you know, and we're both faith-based, and I feel like it is a picture of how the Father will give you greater grace. So, but I'm interested to see the practicality of that and how that looks in each woman's life journey, as they all cover a variety of aspects of industries and gifts and talents and spaces that they lead in. So, if you have not already registered RSVP at Eventbrite, the link is in my link tree at HTOHB on Instagram. It's also on my Facebook pages, facebook.com/HTOHB. If we're friends on Facebook personally, you can tap in there. But Eventbrite is always a good look, so that's your best bet. $10 tickets, $15 at the door, so get your ticket ahead of time. And I'm super excited. We have Micah Dixon as a feature, so this is the first time that we're doing a featured guest. All of the women are heavy hitters, and they always drop gems, and it's always a good time. And I know Micah will fit right in because she has such a powerful story herself. She and I actually are going to be doing a live tonight, so tap in at 9 o'clock at HTOHB. We'll be going live. I'm really excited about our sponsors. So Mas Luray, you guys know my good friend Alicia Ellis is spearheading that, and they're doing our production again, our marketing again. Then we have The Land, their community-led, led paper in Cleveland. I've actually written some articles for them, so you could check out my work there. And then, of course, Andy Miller Publishing, which is my personal publishing house. And then we have the Women's Business Center. I'm super excited to partner with them. I got my start in bookkeeping and accounting, and I actually did a workshop there years ago So the Women's Business Center has definitely played a part in my evolution of entrepreneurship. They're actually going to be sponsoring 5 scholarships for those who are interested in joining the Women's Business Center. And we're going to be doing a raffle, so you'll have a chance to tap into the Women's Business Center as well as other fun prizes. And we're also going to do networking. So this is definitely a space that if you're a female leader in the Cleveland area, in the Akron area, you definitely want to be there. So it's Sunday, June 23rd from 6 to 9. Thank you, Jam Lou, for joining in. So one of my good friends is tapping in right now, and her government name is Jamia, but you will probably hear me say something else because I very rarely call her Jamia. And Jamia actually was a featured panelist in December. So tickets are on Eventbrite. Definitely tap in. It's going to be a good time. I'm very excited about this about this topic. I feel like God is just doing a new thing with each topic. And this is only our 3rd in-person get-together. It feels like we've done so many because we have done a lot of virtual meetings. We started in March of 2022, and it was honoring Women's History Month, and so the girls loved it. And then I think it was last year, we did Black Love. Can Black Love still exist? And they were like, we have to meet in person, and that was a huge one. We had like 11 panelists. It was nuts, but it was great, and so we've been growing ever since, and partners have been coming along, so it's been so exciting. So anyways, I'm gonna let you guys go, but tap into the next Girl Talk Sunday, June 23rd, and then of course you can check out my blog at NicoleDMiller.com, and I will see you next week for our Word of the Day Wednesdays.